So you're really struggling to see sort of where Execration can get a nice counter carry. And also something they're comfortable with too, right? To an extent.
Radiant team pick.
Wyvern, okay.
Winter
So, if I'm Execration, I don't know, maybe I want this Templar on carry. I don't know, the Beastmaster lane sometimes swings really hard in his favor against TA, but other times TA is okay at kind of killing the creeps fast. But I would really like some backline catch. Something like a Storm Spirit would be really nice. They don't have any stuns on Neon right now. Roar's got a lot of wind up on the animation, and Curse is probably the best thing they have, but they don't have any like easy follow-up stuns. They'd have to commit 2 ults basically just to stun someone. So they could have used that really hard with a hero right now.
Danog's gonna be happy. Gets his Wyvern. That's his hero.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
Very
It'd be
true.
sick this game. That's always my favorite hero. Like 5 years ago when I still played. Let's do it. PL. Zeus. I want to see some Zeus.
Zeus.
Oh.
You want to see Zeus get PL'd? Imagine the 10,000 cats on Zeus. Like, help! I'm gonna die.
I don't think a lot of people are fans of Zeus this patch.
No, he's Zeus
Yeah.
is dead hero. It's
Zeus?
real. I'm just thinking they want AoE magic damage against PL illusions, against Wyvern. Like that's where the defending against PL made a lot of sense. But now you see this Wyvern, and you're probably thinking, okay, maybe not.
If we were last patch, I would have loved to see Zeus.
What was it,
in
mid
this support.
Sankey?
AoE magic damage. There we go.
Off lane. Oh no, it's off lane.
Could be
Sankey.
yeah, and then
Support
tied support. Yeah.
Taking a page out of Neon's book.
Yeah. At least flexible. Like if they do see a mid that they can play Sankey into, it is an option. But Bob is not exactly a mid Sankey player.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
Are you liking where these lanes have ended up with those 4 heroes?
I really love
5
Execration's
seconds
lineup so
remaining.
far more than I like Neon's. I think PL, in that stage of the second phase where you don't have the overall last pick, is always really scary to me because you get 2 counter picks against it on the enemy team, and like Sanking I think already makes his life really hard. I can't believe I didn't realize Sanking was in the pool because against all their heroes it's amazing. The stun is so good at catching the Weaver. The Sandstorm is so good at stalling out pushes against towers, against Beastmaster. Everything he does is good against
10
PL, and then
seconds
Winter Wyvern, a
remaining.
hero that
Dire
heals
team
against
back.
physical damage. Again, it's a lot of magic nuke. It's just a great hero against every hero they have right now.
I'm sure that's exactly what OB.Neon are probably thinking as well. They're like, man, we didn't think about the Sand King.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you mentioned, like they get 2 counter picks for PL. PL drafts. You make the PL your win condition. That's the hero that is designed to just carry the game for you. They're gonna probably get some kind of
5
space creating
seconds
playmaker
remaining.
mid, but that's why Execration they're gonna just counter pick Sand King, and then probably their last pick is something that also addresses the PL since they've got that bad matchup with the TA who's a PL.
Yeah. I don't want to doom and gloom it though. I will say I think this Wyvern is a really strong pick, and I'm sure Danog is like hyping over it right now. When a team fight breaks out, yeah, you have all these nice, like in a vacuum, yeah, okay, Sand King can kind of deal with these heroes, right? But if they come at you as a ball, like with Ravage or something, or they try and run
10
down a lane, or you're,
seconds
and you're Neon and you're like smoked and you see them,
Yeah.
I think the curse is so disruptive. And it can allow you to like set up for a really good fight potentially. Like this TA is gonna deal so much damage. You could probably just kill, like if everyone's together, maybe you just straight up kill like Sand King if he's standing near someone, or like I don't even know. It's maybe they can even kill the TA at the start of a fight, and then suddenly your one carry is dead, and all you have is a bunch of spellcasters with no real backup.
But to do that, I feel like they need some kind of catch. Like the Beastmaster Roar is catch, but I just don't feel like it's enough. I feel like they need something on a shorter cooldown, something that sets up for the PL to allow PL to just go in and do damage.
Yeah.
They need that like Spirit, DK, Puck type hero, and a lot of those obviously getting banned. You get to the last pick, and both teams are maybe looking for a mid laner. I guess we don't know where the TA is going. Naturally, that hero pool is going to get kind of limited.
Yeah, I just think if Wyvern buys a blink, then he can just counter initiate every fight, and I like that.
Okay, Queen of Pain.
I love Co-op. She fell out of favor in the first phase so hard. It makes me feel sad. I love her, honestly.
But now we get to see it picked up. Last pick for OB.Neon, seeing the full draft. Are there any holes in what they have for team comp and synergy wise?
I think the co-op gives them a lot of burst and kind of you can get on the backline, deal with the sports, and actually kill people, even though you don't bring more stuns to the table. I guess the main potential hole that sticks out is that lack of catch and disable, though. But we'll see if that actually matters or not. This game is
A
Carry
gyro.
gyro.
Polish gyro. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well let's pull in Ares and Danog, and I gotta give Danog a little bit of the floor about about the Wyvern as he's doing his best impersonation of Execration over there.
I mean, it's an alright Wyvern game, to be honest. I'm not crazy about it.
Oh, I don't
the
wanna
thing
hear
that's
then.
good
Oh,
is that
Danog, you're so whatever, man.
Shut up. It's against 3 strength heroes. Percentage damage is good. Lots of ticking damage with the Arctic Burn as well. And you're against 3 different things that reduce your armor, so the Cold Embrace is going to be nice. My only thing is, like, if you Cold Embrace someone, you're just leaving him for dead, basically. So it feels like an okay Wyvern pick in the right situations, but I'm not totally convinced. And honestly, I still don't know 100% where this game is going to go. Like, Shanks on his Snapfire, as soon as I saw that, I was like, this guy knows how to play Snap. And you also need to consider, if they have a few issues with finding the real PL, if you buy the Aghanim Shard and you use the Scatter Blast, it shows the stun bar over the real PL's head. So it's a really good way to be able to find the real one and be able to burst him down.
A little bit of inside knowledge you got going on there. So quickly, I want to hear from you two if you think this is the right situation for Wyvern. Do you have faith in it?
I have the fullest faith.
All right, and Gods?
I'm just going to stick with my Star Series prediction. Execration, let's go. So, which team is Wyvern? I don't even know.
Oh, wow.
Neon.
We're split on the panel, so it's down to you two to argue it out for us as we're heading into the last game, Game 3 between Execration and OB.Neon.
Thank you. Danog, this is really all I've been hoping for. I just wanted a game 3, even though my predictions have been very wrong today. But it's okay. It's another game to be right. And it's another game for you to be wrong as well. I'm gonna let you take the floor. Where's your prediction lie in our game 1? Are you favoring with your ever beloved Winter Wyvern?
My heart wants to. But the things that I'll give you my thought process, right? I feel like Execration are suffering for a similar sort of thing that Sheepo pointed out on the panel as what happened last game to Neon. These are a lot of heroes that need a lot of farm to be able to have a high level of impact, right? Like Sand King, of course, needs the Blink Dagger, +1 survivability item. TA speaks for itself. Tide Hunter, Vincenzo's playing it, so obviously not as much. But, Palos, Snapfire. Snap wants the Blink Dagger plus the Aghanim Shard, right? So that's still quite a lot for a position 4 to 1. He might just go into the Solar Crest and it's not quite as bad. So that's the main area that I'm concerned about. But they don't exactly have the greatest lineup either to just, like, sync up with this Beastmaster and continuously push together. Like, who actually wants to be in a lane hitting towers super early on? Maybe Asta does. Maybe I'm undervaluing Diffusal, and now the fact that it's so much cheaper that your timings are going to actually link up with Beastmaster when he gets the Helm of the Overlord. I don't know.
My concern on the Phantom Lancer is previous patch, I'd always feel like, damn, this is a dope Phantom Lancer game. My guy is just going to take over and he's a bait. I'm convinced he's just a bait of a hero, similar to the Anti-Mage. If it looked like a dope AM game in the last patch and I'd favor him, I'd just be baited and I'd lose my prediction. So I'm hesitant. The Gyro is kind of the old staple, kind of decent matchup into the Phantom Lancer. You can go like Ags Mjolnir, so you're not as reliant on any of your mana, so even the Diffusal Blades burn's not too much of an issue. You can come online a little bit earlier. We've been seeing a lot of the Rocket Barrage as well, so I'm intrigued to see if that's something Palos considers in this lane. Maybe because of the Beast, it's the Flak Cannon though. It's a very good matchup. Gyro into the Beastmaster, great way to deal with the summons, so for me... they got TA, man. They got broken TA.
They got Tide TA, the Liquid, aka Enigma, surefire victory that never seems to win. So do you think that's... you think they're really feeling all that confident about this?
Hang on, no, why are you doubting? Why are you making me doubt myself here? I was gonna go Execration, and now you're, is this not a winning combo? There's a lot of minus armor. What's wrong with it?
All right, let's look at it lane by lane. How about that? So
okay,
mid lane...
Yeah, no, keep going. We got another DC. I was going to quickly.
People are DC'd.
Yeah, go.
So mid lane, Bob, he's playing the TA, and none of his camps are blocked up. That's a win for the TA. He also doesn't have a Sentry Ward in the laning stage, so you're going to be able to dodge out using the Meld, the Shadow Strike every single time once you hit. I assume he's going to get it at level 2. If not, I don't know why. You've also got this do-nothing lane on the top side with the Phantom Lancer and the Wyvern, who are just incredibly passive. Wyvern has one of the lowest attack damages in the entire game, very low attack range, and you can't do anything outside of your Arctic Burn timing. So I feel like Asta's going to get bullied a little bit here by Shanks and Tino. So it's really like a lot of stuff going back and forth in terms of how effective it's going to be. Sorry, I just saw the name of Enryu's boar. It's called Bob. I'm a little concerned as to how they're actually going to be able to deal with this boar, right? Because the Tidehunter, he can, I guess, but you're also putting yourself in a vulnerable position too against Jing, who, you know, again, you don't have any stuns in this bottom lane outside of the homing missile. So if I'm going to even it out, is the TA strong lane going to be enough to outweigh...
Wait, TA, you're saying Bob's lane favors better into the quad?
I think Bob's lane is good because they don't have the sentry blocks or the sentry in the lane.
I've still rarely seen TAs go meld, even though that has been kind of a way to deal with the Queen of Pain for quite some time. It seemed that it kind of takes away early from the idea of you looking to fall back and farm the jungle. And it seems, you know, Avatar mode is getting beat down very early on. I do quickly want to mention, we're a minute 30 in, no kills just yet. I'm going to favor Execration. I want to get my prediction out before you're like, there's already a kill. You're predicting this team because of it. So, like,
I'm saying
just...
Execration as well.
Oh, so you're copying me?
No.
It just seems to always happen.
Wyvern in this game. I don't think Wyvern's going to be able to offer enough in this game.
Okay. We'll see. I also, the big reason why I'm lacking Execration is I think top lane Tino should have a pretty good time, although Shanks is away from the Sand King at the moment, so Astronaut Bang and bottom lane. And we also see Jing going down. Oh, sorry, getting the kill. So, alright. Vincenzo giving up our first blood. Kind of surprised that the Beast and Weaver were able to get it this early on.
Not necessarily, right? Like I said, he needed to commit so heavily so that he could look to try and take care of the Call of the Wild Boar, and that was just a level 1 boar, and they didn't even get it until after he was dead, and he started TPing back to base, so he needs to walk all the way back out to this lane. So I feel like Palace is going to start to get bullied a little bit here by Jing. He doesn't have any regen available to himself, so it's all going to be on Vincenzo once he gets back, so they got to make the most of this time when Palace is alone in lane. Wisely enough, he just decides to shove it out using the flat cannon.
Tino's taken massive amount of damage here from the Arctic Burn, so I was going to say prior that Sand King is very weak pre-level 4, and I felt like the Wyvern and PL wasn't going to do enough to utilize his really weak timing, and it's kind of showing. They brought Tino down low, but he's got Ring of Health now, level 3. He's doing pretty good in the last hits. Bottom lane, we're continuing the aggression. Palos getting pushed back. They've dealt with the boars, so they can't really continue out with the damage, although Jing thinks otherwise. Already level 3 from the Weaver. Oh no, Palos lost the cell!
Nice, Jing.
Oh no, that's not good.
Died for this. Never mind, actually. He's going to walk on away. Very nicely done by Jing. It's those little plays that can often be the thing that wins you the entire lane.
How does Palos play this lane now? Jing's gonna go in. They've got a sentry. Palos might just have to stand his ground off the back of the magic one regen, but Vincenzo and Palos get the kill just before Enryu is able to edge out his own trade in the lane, but that is another kill for the lads on Neon down bottom.
They've got the sentry for mid lane. Can I change my prediction?
I guess also with yeah, sure, change your prediction. I know I'm going to be right, so no, change.
No, I know you want to try and potentially recover, even if it means the risk of going 6 down.
Again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Top lane, PL mega vulnerable without the support nearby, and Asta is going to get dived deep under the tower. It's a great start for at least Execration up top, as Tino has now hit that all valuable level up in the 4 now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, he left the lane just to go for this Observer Ward placement. I mean, you've got an Observer on Shanks that he's about to look to place up on this high ground, and they'll see that. So it's a nice way to get that free D ward off. Has he got sentries coming out to himself now? I mean, most often you place it way to the left, so I think they'll be able to claim this too. It's daytime, so that choosing then to make that movement is a little odd for me for Abeng, because the tower still gives you so much vision of that sort of area.
I think it was also just trying to help out mid, because he did take away the water rune from the Templar Assassin. and block up the small camp as well, which Bob is now unblocked. So I know you always love to mention if the small camps are blocked because they didn't change it in the last patch. We were both really surprised about how the small camps weren't affected at all, and in a tougher lane like TA is into, 3 points in the dagger, and might be in a bit of trouble. Avatar mode, gonna pursue one. He's got the ultimate available, but Bob's not in that critical threshold of the Sonic Wave doing enough damage.
Bob's looking to just hang around. Sorry, Abing is looking to hang around as well here. Try and scare Shanks off of trying to get some of these stacks off, but he still will be able to. So, you know, we were talking about...
Bob's in trouble, man. He's got all supports connecting mid. Sonic Wave from afar, and Ting just gets that last little right click, and simultaneously... Is that a solo kill? Asta just solo killed Tino. It's like, alright, we got some ping issues. There's actually Neon that are calling it for a pause here, so... Wow, Neon, alright. Very nicely done.
Some weird things, right? Like, he didn't go the Sandstorm until level 4, I believe, and now he's got 2 points in it, but this Sentry Water stayed in the lane the entire time, so across the map, there's some odd ward placements, both Observer and Sentries that either haven't been punished or you just haven't secured the lane when you're leaving the Sand King solo. So, again, little decisions can snowball into so much more because, like they were talking about on the panel, at least this TA doesn't really have the capabilities to be able to man-fight the PL once he gets to super late.
I think one thing I've been really impressed from, just in a vast majority of Division 1 teams compared to Division 2, but in particular this series as well, they've seen these really early rotations from the supports just connecting to mid. You know, in the early game when we had the Enchantress just beating onto the tower with the Dark Troll Summoner, in this game where you have a bigger level 6 timing on a Queen of Pain compared to the Templar Assassin, and you just needed that extra little bit of help to get the kill. And this is huge now for Neon, because not only do you now put Sonic Wave on cooldown, but you really want to do as fast as possible for a quad. It's pretty much a guaranteed kill. Put it on cooldown, put your counterpart in the dirt, and then go back to having a good lane. And for Execration, what could they do? You can't bring Snapfire and Tidehunter mid to offer any kill threat on the Queen of Pain. So I just love what Abeng and Jing have been doing. Of course, we did see Abeng, him leaving the lane prior, gave away the kill on Asta diving, but obviously that wasn't too detrimental with somehow Asta getting a solo kill. I'm still astonished by that.
Yeah, it doesn't happen if you just D-ward, and it's not like Asta's going to go ahead and buy a sentry for himself, so it's a bit of a concern for me that it's been able to get to this stage as... Oh, sorry. Yeah. A comb again.
How many backgrounds do you really have? You got a folder? What's going on? Are you spending time in between games? You're like, oh, this one looks kind of good.
I can't reveal those secrets. That's
come on,
an industry secret.
No. Let us know what's going on, because I know you got a couple good memes there. You got the personal ones. I know Polaris. When we casted them last season, we've had a lot of Kami-sama ones as well, just to name a few. There's some good Simpson ones. There's some good SpongeBob ones. Come on, where are you getting all these? You honestly, I'm convinced you spend time when not commentating actually trying to find some.
I mean, what do you spend when you're not commentating?
I watch Dota.
I know it's not playing Dota. You don't play Dota, though.
Oh, I watch Dota. That's what I do.
True. You can do
Dota.
both.
I've been...
What 2 monitors are for?
I've got 3, baby. Oh, I got the big boys out here.
Living in luxury.
I am. It's actually luxurious. I don't think I'd be able to go back to having any less than 3. It's just... Oh,
I don't have desk space for more than 2, so...
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe get a bigger desk, clean your desk. I bet you're a filthy man. You got... Oh, hang on a second. We're just speaking about the supports and their impact in the lane, and Bob's in trouble. In fact, it's going to get no attention. Vincenzo... What's this, a support Tidehunter? He's probably going to feed away his life before he even gets the kill, and Abeng fairy fire out. Abeng, what? Oh, Wyvern gives the GG in his team chat. Beautifully played from Abeng.
What a Chad play coming through. No other hero than Wyvern could do that. Oh, I mean, in the meantime, though, I'm pretty sure Tino just solo killed PL, right? No, not a solo kill. Shanks was there. He was able to do it as well, but he runs on in and... Oh,
what?
I
heard... Do you hear the tick? I swear it. I heard the ultimate go off bottom lane. Palos and then Ryu. Who's winning this man fight at the moment? Looks like Ryu with the help of all his summons. We got a lot of tips coming out of the map. Both these teams have been quite chirpy in this series, and you know it's only due for them to get the tips after the deaths as well.
Absolutely, wouldn't you be? Again, it means so much. It's full Filipino stacks. I'm sure that these guys have talked about some trash talk on behind the scenes as to who's going to come out on top. At the moment, it's looking fairly solid for Neon, with Enryu not really being contested at all on this bottom side of the map. Even just needing to use the... and the Warpine Raider's just going to shrug that one off. Homing Missile's not going to do too much against him.
Such a stupid neutral item. Oh, sorry, neutral. This thing's wild. It's Siege Shot just...
Radiant
Oh my god. I can't look at it too long. It'll get me triggered. The question I do want to ask is, we've seen a lot of these games be stompy, and prior series between Execration and Neon have been stompy as well as Palace. There is no escape for you, my good sir. It's a bit unfortunate that he can't just use a quick item to get himself across the map, as that one is already on cooldown. They're even going to bring Vincenzo down, maybe to try and soak up some of the experience, but did Neon think about going for any more kills?
I think you certainly can. You used TP on... not just one of your supports. Shanks was just in the area at the time, but I think it's so much more important to enable him to get a lot of that farm for himself, and even body blocked his creep
Shanks
so
is
that it...
mega dead. He is mega dead. Just wanting some farm, guys. Give me some experience in the Warpine Raider. Get all Siege Shot to cut away his head, and that's some more earn charges for Jing as well.
I suppose that's one other aspect of the Wyvern that I actually didn't consider. Kind of surprising, right? But whenever you're going for this mass push, you could just hold Embrace whichever creep is the tower's hitting, right? And it just enables you to last until the next creep wave is there. It means that you can go for those super deep dives, and the tower's still going to keep aggro onto the one that it's hitting. So, yeah, very effective tool to enable something like this.
He should be okay. Blink on cooldown for 5. It really... oh, he's gonna have to drop Sonic Wave defensively. Just has enough mana for the blink. My lord, okay. If you had a Ravage there, of course, a bit too early, pre-10 minutes, but Avatar mode playing with fire.
And I'm actually surprised at how little net worth Bob has. He's at the bottom of all of these cores. Wasn't expecting that for sure. And with the 1 point in the meld, that Sentry Ward is still there.
Surrounded once again. Gonna look to try and TP out. Roar has been used prior, so nice recognition for Palos that he can just escape. But yeah, a lot of... Tino's having a good time. Second in net worth here with the Sand King, but his other 2 cores really struggling in our third game.
Yeah, he's between right clicks, he was pump faking the epicenter just to try and scare off Astra a little bit. And to say, oh, no, you can't look to go and do that.
Jing. Run, little buggy, run. Oh, Vincenzo throws up the Ravage. Got kisses as well. They're gonna try and simultaneously bring down a bang, so both supports from Neon will lose their lives here as Execration. This is definitely something that they have in their arsenal, just the overwhelming teamfight Avatar. Oh, wow. This is
He's a little lucky that he had the Arcane Rune bottled as well and used. I mean, he still doesn't have the Sonic Wave. That's what leads them to be so confident in going for this push here.
This is huge for Execration. Even just the amount of damage they're getting onto the T1 tower. Neon, they're about to respawn, so they should come to the neighborhood to defend this.
This is a big plus as well from Tino having such a good early game. Whichever lane the Beastmaster's pushing, you know that he's going to put himself in harm's way as well. Has to be a little careful here. This is what I was talking about with a cold embrace.
And Ryu's waiting, patiently trying to find an angle in, but that's where Tino comes into play. It still doesn't hold back the damage as they're going to lose the life of Bob. Tino's committed, but with the ultimates all on cooldown, that's the big issue that Execration have. Very reliant in their ultis, but Avatar mode, quick fingers, just blinks away, now has the ultimate back up, lines for a triple Sonic Wave as Execration in shambles, trying to retreat away as best as possible. Maybe Palos can turn this one back around, but what can he really provide to the team fight? It's only 2 points in the Rocket Barrage, but the last second stun just clips the Queen of Pain. Squat, another casualty. A costly fight from either side, but the T1 also to boot.
it feels to me any time that you're taking attention away from this full-on push though by Enryu, that it's honestly a bit of a win for Execration. Like, it continued to farm up on Bob. Tino had a good presence that team fight, still just lacking the damage somewhat to be able to get through a lot of the sustain that they have right now on OB.Neon. You saw the use of the epicenter barely tickled Enryu at this stage, and he doesn't even have any kind of magic resist, so it's a lot of survivability right now.
So we've seen in prior games for Execration versus Neon, they very, very fast-paced. Games are ending at ridiculous times. Do you feel like this game is going to be similar, or could we get one that maybe goes over, say, 35 minutes?
I think it can go over 35 for sure. Even just coming out of the draft, I thought by far this was the closest of all drafts so far in this series. So it really could go either way. I mentioned a few of the misgivings that I had with both drafts in terms of their big weaknesses, what they can do to deal with it, perhaps being too greedy and multiple heroes needing farm. So there's a lot that can be exploited as Bob. They see him walking up on this top side. You've got the Winter's Curse as well to set up for this if you want.
See if the TPs are going to start coming out.
Refraction.
Oh, it doesn't even matter. There's no one even thought about coming to save Bob. They'll feed him to the wolves. And this is super scary now because Asta is at Diffusal for a little bit. And you do get those 2 damage instances over to the refraction, so this is now a PL top of the net worth, and he can get involved pretty early. Now, we can't get fully into the middle of the team fight, but he can kind of chuck out some illusions at some early stages.
Just those illusions making life a little bit harder.
Hellos hit TP to this lane. Closing on the tier 2 tower. Avatar mode has the ultimate. Feeling like there's not enough damage just with the level 1 Sonic Wave. Now Vincenzo's looking to step in as well. The threat of the Ravage. Early use of the Mortimer Kisses too, but where's the follow-up damage? It's going to be relying on Tino. Baroshark into the middle, but doesn't clip on anyone, and every single ultimate has been wasted, and Execration finds 0 kills.
That's a lot of sloppy usages of some of these ultimates. The real key movement that they were waiting for was Tino coming up to this top side. Just look at the drawing on the map, right? Avatar mode is saying, push in this bottom side of the map. There's no Sand King. No one can stop you from going with a lot more of these aggressive movements. Palace is still going to be there, and I guess he could do it with a flat cannon, but it's just more and more pressure being taken away, and you know that you don't have the response to it without the Sand King there.
Because like you've been saying, we've seen a lot of space given over to Enryu, top of the net worth. But is this now time for Neon to look to take fights bottom, where the Beastmaster's kind of set up? Because he's not a hero that is easy to join fights top or mid with his summons.
I mean, I think wherever Beastmaster wants to play is where you want to play. He's got the Helm of the Overlord coming out to him. It's 15 minutes. It links up perfectly with the Diffusal Blade timing that I was talking about at the start of this game, right? So you've just got to keep your foot on the pedal, keep moving forward. Like you mentioned, they'd used all of those Ravages, ultimates, Ravage, Epicenter, Mortimer's Kisses, all for naught. So you've got everything, basically, on OB.Neon's side. So the time is now just to continue pushing in. All Tier 1 towers are gone. Enryu has TP. You just have to think, like, what is the most valuable objective we could get at this point in time? I think, honestly, even though you've got a better Roshing lineup on Execration, Neon could probably look to try and take the top tower, just to take away a bit more of that potential for Execration to, you know, go for the buybacks if a Rosh fight doesn't go that way and rejoin in. So I would definitely be looking at that. Maintain control over the top side of the map so you could steal away the Roshan.
I think the point on just the pedal to the metal is a scary thing for Execration because of how you've gone for 2 very, very greedy cores in regards to your Templar Assassin and your Gyrocopter. These are heroes that need time to come online. Bobby has gone first item blink, so he's kind of adapted his item build to fulfill the role that he needs to have in a game like this, but you are mega reliant on cooldowns, which is a concern because if you fall super far behind and Neon open up Roshan, then you've got second life, which has always been a huge counter to any ultimates, and you're just going to itemize to survive. So I'm really worried right now. If Neon continue at the pace they're at, then this could get to a stage where Execration is going to fall too flat through the mid game.
Yeah, anything that they can do to slow this game down is exactly what Execration wants. You know, they've got no ultimates right now. Sand King looking to back up Palos. I'm not sure if that's what I would be looking to do, though. I think he just needs to use the Vanguard, use the fact that he's got Sandstorm and Blink Dagger, decent amount of survivability, shove lanes out as much as possible. Even Shanks, right? He's got 2,100 gold in the bank. He only has his Blink Dagger. You just want to try and keep as much attention away. You might lose like one tier 2 tower, but if you're pushing out 2 other lanes and getting value out of your greedy draft, then it can be worth it. But right now, they've gone greedy, and it hasn't really resulted in anything.
A minor thing potentially coming out shortly is going to be this Shanks Ag Shard, which has accumulated a lot of gold, and if he wants to pick it up, he can. This is something that you mentioned towards the end of the panel, was just how this mechanic works with the Phantom Lancer. You know, the real hero will have the kind of stun bar above him, so it is very obvious which hero is real and not. Tino.
Blink Dagger instead, though, so I can get it. Like, you want to be able to play a little bit more elusively around the map. They also have a pretty good idea that they've got this high ground ward as well. I believe that was through a TA trap, revealing the movements coming through. So try and take that one away if they can, and yeah, Shanks able to get away from that gank for the first use.
Tino, oh no. Double Hawks on his location. They're a little bit scared on the threat. This, I mean, it's T2 tower diving into the potential Ravage, into Kisses. It's still something you have to respect. But something that we're seeing at the moment from Neon is vision. Again, it's something that's ever so vital. Both sides have ways to gain it. You know, not just off the back of the wards. You've got the Hawks, the traps, but with how ahead Neon are and how much map control they're getting, it just feels like the Hawks are providing a lot more value than what the traps are at this stage.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that if Tino wants to play this role where he's just backing up Palos, making sure that he doesn't feed again, you've got to know that you're against a Beastmaster. You've got to know that he's going to be placing down these Hawks inside the tree lines. So, you know, putting down something like these Sentry Wards is going to be very effective. One on the top side of the tier 2 tower is in the right spot, but unfortunately for them, it just doesn't catch out the vision of the Hawk just yet. I think they need the similar sort of one underneath the tower too.
Oh, let's blink away. You see, it's just Asta playing completely away from his team, getting as much space as he ever desires. Diffusal, Yasha, 2k gold in the bank. And they just got 4 heroes on Neon, just kind of infiltrating by the outpost. Bob and Shanks are going to show in the lane.
Optimistic.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Astra is a mega difficult kill as Shanks have a way to cancel the TP. And I really am a huge fan of this medallion pickup from the Beastmaster. I think it now just opens up Roshan that much more. You've got Bugs, which is solid. You don't have the greatest cores like PL and Queen of Pain don't really take Roshan fast, but they don't have objectives to take. PL can't take T2 towers. Beastmaster's pretty solid, but you still have to be so cautious about how you can play around these objectives. So I think now with the at least medallion, it gives you the option to go Roche, whereas prior you wouldn't really have that.
Yeah, I mean, Asta's closing in on that point where he can take the towers, but he's not quite there just yet. He's about 2,200 gold away. He's already got the Reaver portion of his heart. That's what you really need, right? The frontliner that's going to take advantage of the Inner Beast aura, also the Vlad's aura as part of the Helm of the Overlord, going to be very effective. And, you know, you've even got an Ancient Granite Golem, right, to buff up his HP even further. So this PL is going to become...
Oh no, Bob! He had to go back to pick up the neutral item. Still does get the blink away.
It was the Philosopher's Stone. He had to pick that one up.
Look at this,
that one over to Shanks, for sure.
Trying to pivot their forces... trying to pivot the forces top. They are smoked as 4, so... see what they can get out of this. I wonder if Dire are reading this, because they are starting to move back to maybe see if Ass is in trouble.
Where did they smoke? Because they've got a lot of vision on the Radiant side of the map.
That is true.
Maybe even this Observer Ward caught it out. Looks like the pings are coming through. Not going to catch on to anyone, unfortunately. Honestly, might even be worth going for a backdoor onto this tier 1 tower top, just so that you can get a tower and open up a little bit more farming potential for your greedy draft.
Look at Bob, man. What the heck?
Radiant's bottom tower
Guys got balls of steel right now. Bobby, I don't know.
has fallen.
Refraction's powerful, though. Refraction plus the Blink Dagger. I mean, they're doing it, right? Like, you need to go for these ballsy plays. You're playing from behind. You're able to maintain your own towers and take tier 1s of your own. Just look at Palace on the top side, right? Things are going there. They're saying, look, we need to address this. We don't want them to get another free tower for themselves, but might be the case. They'll have the glyph again, though.
Are fortified.
Still,
Dire's
a lot of
top
tension
tower
taken
is
away.
under attack.
Also got some vision around that Roche pit, so the Hawk will know that that's not quite as available. Arbing, he's got Dust as well, so they're going to look for a backstab.
Dire's top tower
Yeah,
has fallen.
they're going to be able to catch him out here. Nice positioning from all sides on Neon, just surrounding the Sand King.
Bottom tower is under
But
attack.
look at what's happening.
Oh.
Tier 1's gone. DD, Roche. It's the DD in front of Roche, you know, like...
They
doing
had a
something, man.
ward there. Did
They're
they
making it
smoke
work.
in?
Radiant's bottom
believe so,
tower
yeah.
But they get it.
has fallen to the Radiant.
Chenzo doesn't really have any way to blink out. Looks like that ward should be revealed now with the Atos from the low ground, but Neon not willing to play as aggressive to the triangle. This is huge. Execration are doing a very good job just to stem the bleeding, and it's only a 3,000 deficit. Palace is getting his farm, TA's getting his farm. What's up?
I was about to say, like, he just walked away from an Observer ward that he had almost definitely de-warded. Someone else ended up picking it out for him, saying, hey, make sure you
back
claim
here.
that one here. But you got a BKB now as well on Palace, right? So a lot of this early initiation, you're going to need to use the Roar onto him and hopefully try and follow up. But the thing is, you don't have any other stuns. So that is a big area of concern for them.
And this has to be one of the most farmed Phantom Lancers I've seen at this stage of the game. It's not even like he's got many kills. 3, 2, and 1. But the most last hits in our game 3, he's already got a heart. What? How?
It's a concern, that's for sure. Unfortunately, the Ancient Granite Golem wasn't caught by that smoke, so this movement is going to be caught out by a lot here. As I mean, another pause. Hopefully, everything's okay with internet on both sides. But yeah, Execration, they're starting to come back a little bit, and Dota Plus agrees. Like, it was down as low as 86%. It's come back up to 73. I don't think that's just purely on the Aegis timer. I really feel like that's just the farm.
Oh, not the Hawk Vision again. Try and burrow to the low ground. Team looking to just leave Tino
Under attack.
on an island, just make sure they can get out to safety. At least they don't lose many others. I was going to say that would have been a disaster of a fight to take before the Dragonlance picked up on Bob and before the shard. I think the shard on Shanks is vital to these upcoming fights.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
I wonder where he's going to go next. Maybe just a Solar Crest for Shanks, perhaps. Buff up your gyro even further. Get those flak cannons off. Buff up TA. Minus armor on whoever you're looking to focus. If you're able to combine it together with your Scatter Blast with the shard. It's PL, for example.
Mode. Smoke's gonna pop. He blinks straight to the area. There we go. Shanks reels. Ravage laid down as well. Don't need both for the damage, but he doesn't get in the area fast enough. As Avatar Mode still falling from the artillery, but Palos, he's also getting beat down too.
And
able to get
balls on that man to not BKB when he's getting that low.
But they're still coming. Neon, they know all the ultimates on cooldown. They're gonna start the final to Tino's Asta.
So much damage, man.
Man, this Phantom Lancer is just doing stupid amounts of DPS, and Asta is now gonna start to siege onto the tier 2 tower.
It's 3 full levels ahead of the Gyrocopter too, so Asta, he is balled out of control right now. Lane went far too well for him, and yeah, it's mid TA, it's greed, right? Execration went full on greed. If this game lasts another 20 minutes, they have every chance in the world of being able to come back into it, because you'd have to be concerned that a Beastmaster who, you know, does fall off vision, always going to be impactful, but there's no real huge power spikes after that Helm of the Overlord.
I think the big thing that we've seen prior, though, is that Neon have lacked a way to jump fights. They've been very reliant on Jing's Atos, which isn't guaranteed. They're going to run straight to Vincenzo, who doesn't have anyone behind him. Ravage on cooldown, so it's not like he can dish this out and the rest of Execration just show up out of nowhere. So Eye goes down, and T2 Tower soon to follow.
And the it's this Tide TA, man. It's greedy. It's greedy as hell. Doesn't matter if the Tide's been playing in the support or in a core role. Always is going to be a bit of a worry of what you're actually going to do between a lot of those timings. Neon, have the right strategy. Continuously run.
One thing I do want to mention with the blink on the Beastmaster is that I think it gives them a way to start fights now. Because it's been relying on Jing's Atos, which has been awkward. We've seen they've just lacked that control to maybe lock the TA down so she doesn't refraction blink away. So Now with Enryu having this, you do have ways to start fights, which was a big reason why I was kind of favoring Execration, because I'm always looking at team fights, stuns, but just ease of execution in regards to fights and how many people can start them. You've got Tide with Blink, Shanks with Blink and Agshard, you've got Sand King, of course, Tino can fulfill that role, so multiple in Execration, but we've seen just with how far behind, they don't have the map to play and the room to jump.
Yeah, that's why any kind of plays like this, where you're able to push lanes in, takes some attention away. Bob trying to... Oh, they actually see that he melded underneath this camp here, so I wonder if they're going to look to respond to it in time. He'll have the trap down beforehand, of course, so spot that one out. But I mean, he's getting pretty farmed. He's level 19 on this TA. He's no slouch, for sure. Especially considering how poor the laning stage went for him. I was honestly expecting him to get a little bit more out of the lane, but ever since then, he's been doing real well. As his Aegis gets reclaimed, building into the butterfly next. So be careful. They know that timing. Look at all the TP rotations that come immediately after it. Oh, no.
Just getting...
Bob.
Oh, Bob, he's in... Okay, nice blink. But Avatar mode pursuing, making sure there is no room of escape. Wait. Bob?
Oh,
hang on a second, he's out. Asta's gonna make it away as well. Solo killed Shanks. Dude, how... Okay, Bob, man, that's a crazy dude. He's got no TP, so he's going to be here for quite some time. As Asta is just... He's 1v4ing. And he's going to pounce, but... Level 20, Manta Heart, 3100 max health on a Phantom Lancer. Yeah, good luck killing him at this moment, at this stage.
They just used the epicenter as well, so they can't even deal with him.
I think they saw Bob. Blink's still on cooldown. He's not even close to the tier 3 tower. Winter's Curse, make sure there is no avenue to make it back to the safety of your high ground. Bobby did all that to juke the first attempt, and Neon still catch up to him. The power of vision.
And he had just bought out the Eagle Song as well, so no buyback available for him. Not that you really wanted to buy back at this stage. Like, this game is almost completely reliant on the TA to be able to have an impact. I mean, if it gets later on, yeah, Palace is gone for the Mjolnir, which is nice. Just pop it on to whoever's getting focused down by the PL. If it gets super late, I think Tino's being a little ambitious.
Can they kill the Gyrocopter? Maybe it's Phantom Lancer that's going to be in a little bit of a world of pain. Asa gets the doppel out, Mortimer kisses. But now it's time for Neon to jump in as Enryu has got the BKB control. Neon, they want more blood as Avatar mode pursuing past the tier 4 towers. Soon to be 4, Vincenzo. Back to the safety of the fountain. But Shanks... Ooh.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Not looking good. And that Cold Embrace, it's just, again, another one of those things that keeps you able to just stay on in this lane. You to move on well. I mean, ever since that solo kill in the lane between Palace and Asta, I was like, what is going on with Execration here? Oh no, they're talking more about keyboards.
There's been, again, a lot of tips over to Palace, and now some more chatting as well. Like, I don't know if Execration in a position where you can all chat right now. You're about to be mega creeped. I don't know, this is looking mighty grim.
Even just the PL illusions are too much to deal with, and they can't even... You could tell they wanted to go for a smoke attempt right there, right? The Ravage just came off cooldown. You've got the Blink Dagger on the Tide Hunter. No Aegis available, but, I mean, 2 lanes of super creeps just pushing into you. You don't know where the Hawk is either. It's actually sitting right next to the Radiant Fountain.
Illusion.
Is there a hope, Danog? Is there a hope for them back into this game?
Oh, man. I think when they went onto the PL previously, they didn't have the perfect chain lockdown, so he was able to get away before the cooldowns hit. That was a pretty big deal. But everything needs to land, right? You need to be able to catch out this PL. It's not like one of these other games where... Actually, it almost is going to get to that point where you use everything onto the backlines because you just have someone with a save for the PL. But actually, Jing, I'm pretty sure he's 100 gold away from having his Aghanim Scepter. So, yeah, if you try to go onto the PL, you're probably going to be able to survive through a lot of this damage.
He honestly might not even die with Skadi completed. I really don't know if they kill him. And Skadi's mega value versus TA and Gyro.
Everything needs to be perfect, and I think Perfect is just asking for a little bit too much. They might go for another one of these cheeky Roche plays, as Hawk is going to scout that one out for OB.Neon. Spawn in a couple of seconds, and they'll have all the information they could possibly want.
Look at their
Just
vision.
seeing where Vincenzo's warning.
Oh.
They see it. They see everything. And they're on a clock as well, because you can see Palace trying to do his best in this mid lane. Bob's going to do the same bottom, but yep, they got everything. Those lanes pushing in, the vision, the damage, the net worth, everything's in Neon's favor right now. And you're not going to be able to rejoin fast enough. They're pinging out Bob. They're saying, hey, they got no TA, they got no damage.
Mortimer kisses down just for vision. Vincenzo to jump. Tino, Epi outside the throne. Okay, you get the ages, but can you really win the fight afterwards? Chain control. Oh, Jing, beautiful pickup. The Aghanims just keeping Asta alive. And now with the Winter's Curse, controlling Gyro. Bob as well is stuck in the river. It turns into mass amounts of death. As more all chatting to Neon. They've had enough, man. They just lose 3. Yes, you get the age, and you're all chatting straight afterwards. Oh no.
Yeah, it's got to that stage. Looks like this might be Neon able to put their first win on the board, and it's a really big deal, you know. The power of youth, that perhaps some of the confidence, the ignorance coming through from youth without the game being completely closed out, but really everything perfect being laid out there, and they still weren't able to win the team fight.
A loss. Super far on the front line. Nice man to dodge from Asta. Oh my. That was perfection from Asta, and they've had enough, and I don't blame him. 31 minutes in, dude, I was asking if this game was going to go over kind of the time we've been getting so far, but Neon just, they hit another cylinder where they never look back, and what a convincing performance.
Yeah, the panel was talking about it in the lead up to that. They were saying, well, they're basically picking all the heroes that just lost horribly. And it turns out that it's a pretty damn similar result. You know, you go the Wyvern, don't need a ton of farm. Beastmaster, you need 1 item, and then you're able to do a huge amount of impact. And, well, Execration, it just felt like another one of those situations where you went greedy, didn't pay off for you. You know that Neon are an aggressive team, and ended up costing them big time.
Moral of the story, do not listen to my predictions. Apparently, I'm not the Oracle, unfortunately for today. At least you predicted Execration too, so I'm not going to drop too far behind, but it's not looking good for me. For Neon, though, it's looking exceptional for them. They're able to take the series 2-1. We're going to send it over break, and when we come back, the panel will break down our last game.
It proved that Execration weren't even able to pull off the Tide TA pick, and so OB.Neon pick up that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm talking like I'm a robot.
Oh
but,
god, not again.
It started. It's too late in the night. But OB.Neon do end up picking up that game number 3 and the series. And I'm obviously going to ask the elephant in the room, why did Execration go the Tide TA? Why did it fail so much for even them?
They believed. It's not bad. It's honestly not a bad idea. It's just, you know, like, Wyvern too strong. Wyvern too strong.
Okay. So you really think that there was a chance that this combo could have potentially worked in this game, specifically?
I mean, it's not, like, Tide's probably not my favorite choice of 5. It feels like both teams picked it and then were like, I guess we'll flex it to 5, and then it's just a little bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like unlike what happened, I think, when OB.Neon drafted TA back in game 1 and won with it. Like, it didn't really feel like they drafted any heroes that really excel with the TA strats, other than maybe the Tide with the added minus armor. Like, you know, there's no Beastmaster, no Leshrac, no Enchantress. Like, those are the heroes that OB.Neon really used to make the TA look amazing if you go back to that game 1. So I feel like they just picked it because they wanted to deny it from OB.Neon, and then they didn't draft around it.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of just had that uphill battle, but when it came to team fights and picking them and choosing when they were going to happen, you know, who do you think had the most control throughout this whole game, and sort of why it fell that way?
For this game, I mean, Beastmaster Hulk gave a lot of vision for OB.Neon, and I think just the PL's this hero that kind of like put himself in the front lines and has a lot of durability, can't really be bursted, can send out illusions, so it just really allowed OB.Neon to kind of pick and choose their fights, even though they didn't have maybe the superior team fight. You have Tide Sankey on one side, they have what is their team fight? They didn't have like crazy team fight heroes other than Queen of Pain AoE, but they were just able to pick and choose and kind of poke and prod, and they did that really well this game. And at some point, this PL was just kind of unkillable.
Yeah, Beastmaster was really, really good this game. I mean, they did a great job of playing around him. I was saying that, like, if I kind of really want to go back and watch this replay just from his perspective, because I think his Beastmaster play was really well. They did amazing in the lane. Obviously, they got to dive Paulus on his gyro a bunch of times and kill him. Took the tower, took the jungle, really controlled the map in a good way. Rotated when necessary, but not too much. Maintained map control and, like, really made the game, like, easy for his team. And really set the pace and was a part of a lot of kills and just allowed them to take objectives in a nice controlled manner. I thought, I don't know, I liked him a lot. I thought he was great. I was kind of disappointed in the Sanking. I thought it was a really free Sanking game. Just like as a Sanking player, I look at the enemy team, I see a lot of opportunities to kill and a lot of opportunities to defend towers. He did go the Vanguard build into Blink, which Parker, you asked me about it. I thought he was correct. I think Vanguard was a really good item that would allow him to sit in front of towers. Like when you play against Beastmaster, you can get like shunted out even if you sandstorm. If they dust and just roar you, you do die. I think Vanguard should have given him the edge he needed to survive early, but it seemed like he still struggled, and it was like sad for me because I see this hero and I'm like, yeah, I feel like he should have the control for his team to like dictate the tempo of the game. I know he tried to rush BKB after those items too, and I was like, I don't know, I just, in my heart, I see this perfect vision of like a Shiva's Shard Sanking with Blink that just kills everyone, but no, it never really came to fruition. Not really his fault, but just, I don't know, something kind of went wrong where they didn't really activate their Sanking properly.
Yeah, well, I mean, OB.Neon ended up coming out with that win, and you know what that means? We get the winner's interview, and this time it's going to be with Chuan. Chuan, thank you so much for joining us. How are you? Congratulations on the win. How does it feel watching the boys play so well?
Not bad.
What would you say was the biggest change that you guys made between Game 1 and Game 3 to ensure the victory?
Just make sure don't die for nothing, like Game 2. Yeah.
Hey Chuan.
Just make sure they don't die for nothing, like Game 2.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I want to say hello. It's been a while. I feel like you're a player that many Dota fans, especially old fans, have known for a while. I'm just curious, like how's life been going, and how are you finding being the coaching life with OB.Neon?
I retired a few years, and then I feel kind of boring because if you don't play Dota, don't play tournament, it's like missing something in your life. So I contact all the team, see which team they need coach, and OB.Neon reply me, and yeah,
Awesome.
Here we go.
Any chance we see you ever play again in the future, or is that door shut?
No, I don't know.
Oh, good.
How much control do you have in the drafting phase? Are you like drafting for your team, or is it kind of like a team like decision?
I will ask them now, but mostly me and Abeng will decide. Yeah.
When it comes to preparing for a series, and I know you can't give away all your secrets, but what are some key things that you kind of do to prepare for your opponents?
Actually, we do nothing. I just let them play what they used to play. What my teammate used to play. Yeah. Yeah. Just play our best. Yeah.
Cool.
Just play our best hero. Yeah.
Comfort picks, great. We've now seen you obviously lost to Fnatic, but you took a game there. You get the win today. So I think a lot of people may be impressed by OB.Neon's performance. What are your expectations for your team during this tour? Like, how far do you think you can go? Are you trying to, obviously you want to get to the major, but is that your expectations, or are you just trying to, what are your expectations here? I guess would be my question.
I just want to stay in Division 1. And then if we can go major, of course it's bonus, but just try our best and play step by step. Yeah.
I mean, Nat might not ask you to reveal your secrets, but I kind of want to. I was kind of like question marking the Brood pick on the game too. Was that like the comfort that you were talking about, or do you guys actually like genuinely have like a really solid idea around it?
We set up for this and we quite confident, but just last pick have some problem and did not work out. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Chuan, thank you so much for revealing at least some of your secrets and for taking the time to talk to us. Congratulations again on the win, and enjoy the celebration.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Chuan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
nice insight. And we didn't get the deep, dark secrets, but we did get a little bit there. And it's also refreshing, I guess, to talk to a coach.
I thought Parker was joking when he said, when you were like, who's the interview? And he's like, Twan. I was like, haha, nice funny joke, haha.
And then you're like, oh, it actually is
It's like,
Tron.
oh, cool. That's actually hype as hell.
Yeah, I feel like Dota fans, like this guy won TI going back to 2012 and was like on top of the Dota world for like 2 or 3 years. Like he was just considered like one of the best top 3-4 position players for a while. And it's great to kind of see and hear from him because like I don't know if he's even done an interview in ages, at least not one that I've been able to kind of scramble upon. So
hopefully we'll get a little bit more from him. Hopefully there's some more wins in the future for OB.Neon. But I want to have a look at the standings so you guys do know who has gotten those wins already in the past week and a half of DPC. And again, the Polaris sitting up there is quite a big shock. But now OB.Neon are tying up their score. It's looking a little bit neater. It's 1-1 for them. And do you guys think that this is something you would expect of the Division 1 standings this early on in the piece?
Yes.
Yes.
For me personally, like, I mean, obviously the Boom forfeit makes the standings look a little bit weird, but if that hadn't happened, I think everything looks as I would expect it to look. So yeah, I'm pretty okay with this overall. I mean, obviously the T1 loss was a little bit shocking for everyone.
Definitely.
But Polaris, you know, really proved themselves. I think now that Boom sort of exposed their strategy, I'm very much looking forward to seeing if other teams can capitalize on that as well going forward. There
is space for these standings to still be shaken up, though, as we will have a look at Saturday's schedule. That Division 2 game between Talon and Army Geniuses going first, then Fnatic Execration and T1 SMG. Favorite series of the day? Most excited for?
T1 SMG.
Yeah, good. T1 SMG, baby!
T1 SMG, that's what I was going to
Yeah.
say. I mean, SMG looked great. They had some crazy picks. We finally get to see them play for a second time. And up against T1, who had that, you know, kind of confusing loss, people would say, as they are coming in for big favorites. That's why I'm hyped for it. But for you guys, what is it?
I think for me, it's always about seeing the improvement for some of these teams. And I think T1 historically have been kind of slow starters. They take a week or two to get rolling. And then we saw, like, you know, Tier 1, by the end of it, they played Boom, I think, in the last week. And they're actually beating Boom. So they're a team that once they kind of figure things out, they're on a new patch, I think will be a top team. They'll probably be going to the major, but they got to get there first.
I understand it's an uphill battle.
Yeah, agreed. SMG just like, they just come out of nowhere and like stab people sometimes. You know? Like in the regional finals, you know, they're like, yeah, this place is mine. You know, like I love seeing SMG. I think they're a fun as hell team to watch. So I'm super excited to see what they bring out against T1.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, those are going to be the Saturday games. So there is going to be a short break before you get to see us again. But enjoy it. And hopefully we'll see you all then on the Saturday.